Hi, I'm Serena Simmons and welcome to 8 Model Psychology. Today we're going to be looking at the 3 steps to success. This is more for the person who likes to inquire, who wants to feel like they're growing and moving forward in life, who wants to achieve big things, and to be fair, you were probably one of those annoying children that was always saying, why? It's also for you if when you gravitate towards kind of self-help and self-development and anything to do with psychology, that you sometimes feel like there's something missing with that information. In other words, you like a bit more of a blueprint, an actual strategy in front of you that's research-based and that has been proven to get results. Enter 8 Model Psychology. And the simple strategy is this: acquisition, performance, and evolution. Did you notice they spell ape? This is exactly the foundation that the whole ape model is built on. We are interested in giving you a simple, practical strategy that you can implement immediately that will help you start to make big changes in your life and ultimately help you achieve the big things that you want to do while you're here on planet Earth. Now, if you are new to 8 Model Psychology and maybe this is the first video that you've clicked on, then let me just backtrack a little bit and tell you just a tiny bit about the model and what it means. 8 Model Psychology is a practical psychological model that you can implement in your life in a way that has you very logically work through a strategy to get you to where you want to be. What we actually focus on a lot in the model is looking at your psychology and your mindset, and therein lies the power. You see, tapping into your psychology and understanding it helps you to do those big things like figuring out your blocks and actually thinking about the strategy that will help you to unblock them. It helps you also to deal with things like procrastination and feelings of self-doubt. Ultimately, knowing and understanding your own psychology, how you work, how you deal with your emotions, how you deal with challenges and failures, and all of those things are really a powerful insight into how you can make changes and move forward. And that is what we are all about. The other really important thing for you to know is, as a chartered psychologist, I've done the work. Everything that I present to you is based on research, and if it's not research that I'm basing it on, it's my own practical experience. So I've worked in the field of psychology for over 22 years and I've worked with so many groups of people, but particularly when it comes to taking people through the APE process, I've actually helped people with this strategy to move forward, make big changes, and in doing that I've seen people feel happier, be more productive, and also to actually reach their goals. So the simple strategy of acquisition, performance, and evolution is what is going to get you to move forward and strategically work through steps that will get you to where you want to be. So let's dig deep on acquisition. Acquisition is all about building a solid foundation in order for you to start to move forward. Essentially, it's looking at all of the things that you need to have in place to actually start your journey and to give yourself the absolute best chance of achieving what you want to achieve. As part of that, we look at having a very clear vision. So what is it that you actually want to do? What does that look like? You then need to have really clear goals and definitions of those things that you want to achieve. In other words, it's not good enough just to say, I want a happy life or I want to be successful. What do those words really mean to you and what do they look like? We also look at the knowledge and skills. So what knowledge do you feel that you need in order to achieve this thing? And not only what do you think you need to achieve, because in the 8 model, I would add to that in a way that has you see some of the other skills that people have and can benefit from having in their life. We also look at the people, so surrounding yourself with the right people and the influences that those people can have, as well as that all-important belief in what you're trying to achieve. That's essentially acquisition. It's that solid foundation and it's that really solid platform that's going to help you springboard forward. We then look at performance. This is all about being in action, and it actually starts with being in action. So just actually moving your body and actually doing the thing that you say you want to do. We also then look at actually scheduling that and creating the time for that to happen, because if you don't schedule it, it won't get done. We look at how your habits might be serving you or actually working against you achieving this thing, as well as, importantly, taking care of yourself. So self-care and well-being. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you eating the right diet and getting enough exercise? exercise. We also very much look at your emotions. So in other words, how you emotionally relate to the goal that you're trying to achieve, but also the things like the blocks that you have. So what's stopping you from moving forward? And then my favourite section, evolution. Everything needs to be evolved. What a lot of people do and where they go wrong is they stop at the performance part. In other words, they acquire everything that they need to move forward. They start to kind of do the thing, but there's no process of evolution in that strategy. That part of the model is the bit where you consistently look at moving consistently forward over time. So in that section, we look at things like breaking a routine, which we've looked at before. In other words, stepping outside of your normal functioning of behaviour in order to keep moving forward. We look at playfulness, embracing failure, and then those juicy things like connection and purpose, which essentially are looking at the bigger why. Why am I doing this thing? What else can I do to contribute to others around me and the world? Now, all of these pillars all serve to help you, give you this clear blueprint and strategy for change. And that's been based purely on my own practical experience as a psychologist. Now, in order for you to take something away from today, because you can certainly ponder all of those things, but there's a lot to take in there. Now, what I'd like to do instead is to give you 8 very simple questions that you can ask yourself that will start your journey to move forward. Essentially, we're looking at some key questions around the idea of acquisition, performance, and evolution. And here's what they look like. The first question I'd like you to ask yourself is, what do I need in order to achieve my goal? Write down as much as you can about the things that you feel you need in order to step out of your comfort zone, start to move forward and achieve that big thing that you want to achieve. Question 2, what do I feel is preventing me from being in action? This is where you list all of your blocks, all of your concerns, all of the things that you feel are holding you back or stopping you from moving ahead. Question 3, what are my fears about moving forward? What has stopped me in the past? This is a juicy one because this is where you glance back and look at any themes that you see or any particular stories you have or have held on to that have stopped you from wanting to go ahead and go for that thing that you want to achieve. Then we start to flip it. We're flipping that shadow self. We're flipping the negative thought processes and flipping that negative switch, the negative story. And we're starting now to look at strategy. So here are the next series of questions I'd like you to ask yourself. Question number 4, what things do I already have in place that will help me to achieve my goal? Simple. This is where you're thinking really positively and you're looking at all of the attributes that you have. So things that you have in yourself, in your body, in terms of your emotions and your take on life, down to the brass tacks. So the practical things that you have in place. Maybe you know that you have the time and you have the money to do this thing. What else could it be? Question number 5, what can I do that will help me be in action? Question number 6, what can I learn from being in action in the past? So this is where you take your past stories of success. When did it work? When you try to achieve something and move forward, when was that a really positive experience for you? And what can you learn from it? Question number 7, why do I ultimately want to do this thing? Asking the big why, knowing really where your desire to achieve this thing comes from. You have to kind of figure that out before you really step out. And the last question, number 8, what are the strengths that I have that will help me achieve it? Now, no one will see this list, so be bold, be brave. Write down your strengths, the things that you know that you can rely on about you in order to get to that place and achieve that thing that you want to achieve. Now, this is a really simple 3-step strategy, and I've broken it down into those 8 simple questions that you can really thrash out, ponder, write down as much as you can, have a brain dump and really get to grips with this thing and start this journey. To make it easy for you, I've also created a really simple downloadable where I've actually written down all the questions really clearly and left a space for you to fill it out. So if you'd like that, please click on the link below to be taken to the free PDF. I hope you've enjoyed this video today, and I hope that this simple 3-step strategy of acquisition, performance and evolution has shown you the power of the model and what it can do for you in your life. Remember, if you like what you've seen, please click on the link below to subscribe, and that way you get this in your inbox every single week. Bye!